decision may file an appeal with the Superior Court of Richmond County, Georgia, within 30 days of the decision of this board. The meeting will be conducted in accordance with the board's bylaws and rules of procedure and the latest edition of Robert's Rules of Order, unless otherwise directed by the majority of the board in session at the time. A minimum of 10 minutes shall be afforded for the presentation of data, evidence, and opinions on each side of a petition. If more than 10 minutes is afforded to one side, then an equal amount shall be afforded to the other side. The board encourages participation in this hearing, and there is no restriction on who may address the board within the allotted time. The board does ask that all public comments be brief, on subject, and directed to the board and not any one individual or group. At this time, I'll ask the board members to take a look at July's minutes. And once we've done that, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I motion the minutes be approved.
Second. We got a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands. Seeing none opposed, we are approved. If staff wouldn't mind, we'll hop right into it. We'll take a look at BZA 25-25.
Good afternoon. BZA-25-25, a petition by Berkey Ayers on behalf of Rex Augusta LLC, requesting a variance from section 20-4 of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the side setbacks from the required 10 feet to 3.5 feet on the property located at 303 and 315 Green Street, Zone P1. Staff will present.
All right, Kevin Boyd, Development Services Manager. This variance request involves a 0.39 acre property located approximately 43 feet from the intersection of Green Street and 3rd Street. The property is currently Zone P1 Professional Office and is situated in the historic Old Town District. According to the Augusta Richmond County tax assessor records, the apartment and duplex buildings were constructed in 1960 and 1926 respectively. The applicant requests a variance to reduce the required side setback and to subdivide the existing parcel into 2 lots. Staff's findings. The property has approximately 127.92 feet of frontage along Green Street and a depth of approximately 132.57 feet. The former 2 parcels were recently combined and officially recorded on October 25th, 2019, Plat Book 13, page 650. At 0.39 acres, the parcel is larger than the median lot size within the block area of 0.31 acres. Section 20.4 or 20-4 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance requires a minimum side yard setback of 10 feet for all structures located in the P1 zone. No new construction or material building additions have been proposed at this time. The property is located in a historic district. Staff have observed numerous structural encroachments in required front, side, and rear yards in the immediate area, and at the time of completion of the staff report, staff has not received any increase from the public regarding this application. That concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boyd. If the applicant is present or a representative, would you please address the podium? Thank you, and if you would, please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Berkey Ayer. My office is at 305 Broad Street, Augusta, Georgia.
Thank you, sir. You have 10 minutes to present any additional findings you may want to include.
Yes, of course. This building was constructed in 1916. It's a little duplex that sits right next to Old Halton School or Heritage Academy now. It belongs to Rex Augusta, who owns the majority of that corner of the block. In 2019, they subdivided it and put it all into one large parcel for tax purposes. And now for a historic renovation of that structure, they needed to be separated again. And of course, when we separated it, it doesn't meet the standards of today's zoning ordinance. and we were willing to move the rear setback line in compliance, but of course we cannot move the left line because it's fixed, and it's a permanent structure. And it's been that way for almost 100 years, I guess. So they've asked us now to put an ingress egress easement between the two buildings that are there, and we're agreeable to that.
All right, if you wouldn't mind just hanging out there for a moment. Do we have any opposition present today? Seeing none, I'll ask staff, did we receive any opposition by email? Also none. If you don't mind, sir, we're going to get staff's recommendation real quick, and then I'll open it up to the floor.
The Planning and Development staff recommends denial of the variance requested as it does not meet all criteria established in the Section 33 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Augusta, Georgia, as it amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant request, staff recommends the following condition. Allow for a minimum of 7.4-foot west side yard setback along the proposed boundary line. And number 2, provide an ingress and egress along the shared driveway address. This concludes staff recommendation.
Thank you, staff. And again, Mr. Ayer, you said you're agreeable to this
Yes,
condition?
sir, we are.
Thank you. I'll open it up to the floor for
I
any
make
questions.
I make a motion to approve with staff's recommendation.
We have a motion from Ms. Williams.
Second.
I have a second from, was it you, Mr. Rowe? Who made the second?
I said second.
Okay, perfect, thank you. A motion and a second. All in favor of approval with the conditions as stated? Show of hands. Seeing no opposition and all in approval, you have your approval.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, very much. All right, staff, we'll entertain the next one, please.
All right. BZA-25-29, a petition by Elliott Smith for Terraform Companies, LLC, on behalf of Grove Town Center, LLC, requesting a variance from Section 22-4 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to reduce the required front yard setbacks on Chase Creek Drive from 30 feet to 21 feet on the property located at 712 East Robinson Avenue, Zone B2, General Business. Staff represent.
Good afternoon, Ashley Catterton, Development Services Administrator. This variance request involves a corner property lot that is consisting of 0.83 acres that's located at 712 East Robinson Avenue and is zoned B2 General Business. This property is within a commercial subdivision on a corner lot. The applicant seeks a variance to reduce the front setback off of Chase Creek Drive from 30 feet to 21 feet to allow for an oil change business. Findings from staff, this commercial lot is approximately 102 feet wide and 300 feet long. Being that it's a corner lot, it has 2 front yards, one along East Robinson Avenue and the other along Chase Creek Drive. The site plan that was submitted with the application shows the proposed layout of the building will meet the required 30-foot front setback off East Robinson Avenue, but is unable to meet the same setback requirement off Chase Creek Drive. Section 22.4 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance reverts to Section 8.8A for front yard setbacks, which requires a 30-foot front setback on a minor or local road. Chase Creek Drive is classified as a local road. The proposed commercial building would encroach into the required front setback of 30 feet, resulting in a 20-foot front yard setback off Chase Creek Drive. The requested front yard setback of 21 feet would be an approximate 30% reduction. And at the time of completion of this report, there was an inquiry that was received by staff concerning this variance application, and that concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you very much, Ms. Catterton. Is the applicant present? Would you like to address the podium and add anything to this variance request? And if you will for us, please just state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Aceves. My office is at 3519 Wheeler Road with Maybaum Commercial. I'm representing the developer, who is Terraform Development. They develop for Jiffy Lube franchisees across the country. few years ago, the local Jiffy Lube franchise was purchased by a group out of Texas called United, and they're going to add a few more Jiffy Lubes to the local area here, and Grovetown is the first one to receive a new Jiffy Lube. So they're planning to build a 3-bay Jiffy Lube, which is a kind of a normal size for an oil change. They've tried to scoot that building as tight as they can up against that Waffle House. It's a tight lot, so I think they've done their best to try to accommodate the narrow site. We're asking for a variance of 9 feet there to permit cars to circulate through the building.
Thank you very much, sir. Any opposition present today? Seeing none, any opposition besides the inquiry that was received? Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to recuse myself on this. I am an employee. I work with Maybaum along with Jonathan.
Appreciate you noting that for us. All right, we'll go ahead and take staff's recommendation.
All right. Recommendation, the Planning Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet the criteria for granting variance established in Section 33 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance as amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant's request, staff recommends the following conditions. Allow for a 21-foot front yard setback off Chase Creek Drive. This concludes staff recommendation.
Thank you very much. I imagine that we would be agreeable should we move with approval. All right.
I have a question for staff. You said there was an inquiry. It was just an inquiry, not an opposition. Is that accurate?
I'm not sure which member of staff received the call, but we generally
Just got a call. It's just a question. Okay. I'm okay to make a motion to approve, subject to conditions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Show of hands. That's unanimous with one recusal. You have your approval, sir. Letter will be in the mail. Thank you. Moving right along, if you don't mind.
Be on time today.
All right. BZA-25-30, a petition by James Herring requesting a variance from Section 8-3B3 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to allow for a custom firearm manufacturing business as home occupation on property located at 2118 Louisa Road, Zone Agriculture. Staff represent.
Brian Kepner, zoning administrator. As stated, this is a variance request for section 8-3B3 from the home occupation. The variance request involves a 3.41 acre property in the southern part of the county. The property is zoned agriculture. The applicant seeks approval of a variance to establish a home occupation for a custom firearms business requiring manufacturing capabilities. The granting of a home occupation permit is subject to the finding of the Board of Zoning Appeals that a proposed home occupation is compatible with other uses permitted in residential zones and agricultural zones. The character of the residential neighborhood is maintained and preserved, and that the home occupation is useful to both the community and the resident proprietor. Section 8-3B of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance lists the specific conditions that a home occupation must meet. An analysis of the proposed request meeting these conditions are as follows. The home occupation shall be limited to personal services such as music, teacher, artist, beautician, seamstress, and in-house offices. The proposed custom firearms business could be considered a personal service. Number 2, the home occupation shall not include retail, manufacturing, or repair businesses. This is the reason why the variance request is being asked. The proposed custom firearms manufacturing would not include retail sales, but would include manufacturing of custom firearms and possible repair business of such firearms. Number 3, the home occupation shall be situated in the same dwelling unit as the home of the occupant. The applicant states that the proposed custom firearms manufacturing will be contained within the residence of the homeowner. And number 4, the home occupation shall not occupy nor affect more than 25% of the heated floor area of the dwelling unit and carry out wholly within the principal building constituting the dwelling unit. The applicant states that the home occupation will occupy less than 25% of the heated floor area of the residence. And number 5, there shall be no exterior indication of the home occupation, such as signage, audible noise, detractable vibration, inordinate illumination, odor, no entrance or exit specifically provided within the home. The applicant states that the business will not have any signage or illumination or inordinate noises, detectable vibrations, or odors generated from business activities conducted on the property. The property is 3.41 acres in size and in a very rural part of the county. Should the proposed custom firearms business manufacturing create such, it is anticipated that it would not affect adjacent properties, no specific entrance or exit would be provided. Number 6, no vehicular or pedestrian traffic generated in volumes greater than would be normally expected in a single-family residence area. Hours of operation will depend on the work required. The applicant states that he does not want to maintain regular business hours. The proposed custom firearms manufacturing is anticipated to not generate an extraordinary amount of additional traffic. Number 7, there shall be no assistant employees. There will be no paid employees or assistants according to the applicant. Number 8, where specific equipment is used, the building code of Augusta, Georgia shall govern the size of electrical wiring, plumbing, etc., which shall be installed prior to the home occupation begins. According to the applicant, no special equipment will be used in connection with the proposed custom firearms manufacturing business. Number 9, when a home occupation is to be conducted on property not owned by the applicant or operator, the written permission from the owner is required, and this is non-applicable. Other findings, as stated, Section 8-3B2 prohibits home-based businesses from establishing manufacturing businesses. The applicant requests approval to establish a custom firearms business that includes manufacturing on the property. The applicant has received approval for a firearms manufacturing license by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives of the Justice Department. The home occupation will occupy approximately 14% of the dwelling. The business will be appointment-based with no regular established open hours for operation. A local business license will be required prior to commencing on the property, business on the property. Louisa Road is a local rural road of approximately 1.3 miles with large lots and approximately 30 residents, and it is anticipated that Louisa Road will experience less than average daily residential traffic once the proposed home occupation is in operation. The applicant has provided a letter of support for his custom firearms home occupation business, and at the time of completion of this report, the staff has not received any inquiries regarding the variance application, and that concludes staff's report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kepner. Is the applicant present? Yes, sir. Well, if you wouldn't mind, just take you over here at the podium. If you will, as you've seen before, just state your name and address for the record.
My name's James Herring. I live at 2118 Louisa Road.
Awesome. And you have 10 minutes to add anything that you'd like.
Okay. I don't have much to add, really. I put everything in that paper. If there's any fears that I'm going to create some big manufacturing company, then I'm going to start manufacturing firearms and everything and bringing people in, that's not going to be the case. That's not what I'm doing. To maintain my license, the license is for manufacturing firearms. If I bought a firearm that was like manufactured in 1873, for example, or 1876, I got pictures of some in here if you'd like to see some, and then you alter them in some way, such as change the caliber to a modern caliber, you change the wood stock to some other type of stock, that is manufacturing a firearm by federal standards. And I would have to go and put my name on it because now it's, my business name is Cold Fish. So Cold Fish Armory, I'd have to put Cold Fish Armory on the side of it and Augusta, Georgia at that point. And that's the kind of work I do. If you like to see a picture of something that I do, I'd be more than happy to do it. If you don't, that's okay too. But I just turned 65 years old. I'm ready to move out of my shop and come home. My wife's not in the best of health. She needs somebody there on a more regular basis than me being away at the shop on a regular basis. So those are, the main things I want to put out. Okay, but you want to see a picture?
We'll hold on to that and give me just a second and just double check that there's no opposition. Any opposition present? Seeing none, did we receive any? Great. Hang tight, there may be some questions from here, and maybe they'll want to see some photos here. Before we do that, can I get staff's recommendation?
Sure. The Planning and Development staff recommends approval of the variance request, subject to the following conditions. The home must maintain its residential appearance. And secondly, the home business must comply with all applicable state and federal regulations. This concludes staff recommendation.
Thank you very much. Mr. Herring, I know that you might have been a little distracted there for a second, but are you agreeable to those conditions? Should we move forward with that approval?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. I'll open it up for questions from this board.
I'll make a motion to approve, subject to the conditions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can I see, by show of hands, all in favor? All opposed? All right, you have your approval, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sirs. Ma'ams.
Legal Department. All right. Seeing nothing else, it sounds like we are adjourned. Thank you all.